Quit being the world's best kept secret. Your time is now.
Welcome to the Millionaire Woman Show, where we'll be discussing leadership, business, human potential, inspiring you to live rich from the inside out. Unlock your creativity, stretch out of your comfort zone, break through your barriers, take inspired action, and achieve epic results. Now here's your host, three-time best-selling author, speaker, and certified executive coach, Debra Kasowski.
Well, hello everyone, and welcome to another Millionaire Woman Show. If this is your first time, welcome, welcome. And for those of you returning, I'm so grateful that you've come back to listen to some extraordinary content that will help you boost your life, your leadership, and your business. So today is another solo cast. I'm really excited about spending this little bit of time with you. And today I'm talking to you about being more than average. That's it. I don't want you to have a mediocre life. I want you to embrace life authentically, let it flow through you, so you're very, very excited about getting up every single day. And you know what I find is that people, they say, well, what's wrong with average? I can get by doing just what I'm doing. But that's really settling. It's really not stepping into your potential. It's staying in that comfort zone. It tells me that you have great fear of being seen, great fear of being heard. And it is time to not settle. It is time to step into the person that you're meant to be. So today I wanted to focus on being above average versus settling for average. Because, the people who are average around you, you can spot them. They don't want to push against the status quo. They need to keep everything just perfect, keep that comfort zone in place. They're often judgmental, fault-finding. They look for something wrong in people to make themselves feel better often. And they make excuses for not going after what they want. They have all the reasons why they shouldn't be moving forward and why it is too risky to take a chance. Do you know anybody like that in your life? Well, there's many different people around us, and you probably might see a few of these things in different people. But the thing is, what do you choose for yourself? What do you want? See, when it comes to becoming an above average person, playing your A game, really getting your head in the game as to who you want to show up, how you want to be, you need to be striving for more. These individuals are the people who often raise the bar, raise their standards. And it's not about intelligence. It's not about thinking that you're smarter than anybody else. It truly comes down to your character. Who do you believe you are? How do you want to show up in the world? These are individuals who are willing to step up to the plate with their integrity. They know that what they do every single day is, what if someone was watching through a window, for example? That their behavior is characterized. Now, do we screw up? Yeah, we do. And I think we need to give ourselves some grace to really understand that we're human, not perfect. But the biggest things, did you learn from these situations that occur? And were you able to move through them and make different choices moving forward? Or did you realize that those steps off track were leading you to who you needed to be? So that in itself is some of the greatest learning lessons. And nothing happens by accident, but you can have control of your choices moving forward each step that you take. And those people who have raised their standards have really worked on themselves. They've worked harder physically on themselves, mentally on themselves, emotionally, and even spiritually. They've learned to really focus on being non-judgmental, giving people empathy and compassion and kindness. And they also have spent time looking for the good in people. seeing the best in them. They're not criticizing people in public. They're honoring who they are and where they're at. They often have what we call a code of honor, that these are the things that I stand by. It's integrity. It's their core values. And they won't cut corners on those. They are non-negotiables. And these are the individuals who often will do what other people are not willing to do. That is the key indicator of an extraordinary person who refuses to be ordinary, is above average. So really, why not be extraordinary? Why not do what many people do to go to the next level? So not only are you raising your standard, but you also tend to exceed expectations. And when I talk about exceeding expectations, it's going the extra mile, maybe doing the unexpected, asking if someone needs additional help, even when you're finished for your day, really stepping into a place of service, finding a way to give value. And the other thing about an above average person is often they have this authentic flow. Some people will call it balance, but they seem to have this harmony, this way of being that they can spend time with their families, they spend time at their work, they have hobbies and other things going on in their lives, but they know how to fit them all in so they're fulfilled and they can still do meaningful work with the people around them. Now that's extraordinary. They learn to stay out of debt because they know that debt takes away their freedom. They know that they spend time with family and friends and do things that matter to them. They're generous with their money. And sometimes they'll say that the average person, the more they make, the less they give. Where I know some really extraordinary people that they are generous of heart, money, time, spirit, and they do exceptional work in the world and they contribute to their communities. So I want you to think about, what would it take for you to feel extraordinary, for you to be above average? You know, and people will say, you know what, I'm already giving all I got. But if you wanted to live an average life, you do average things. And the people who want to live an extraordinary life, be above average, they strive for excellence, not for perfection. And they're continually working on improving themselves. They're either taking courses, learning, putting themselves in places where they get new opportunities. They really come to the world with a growth mindset versus a fixed mindset, knowing that the challenges that they face are there as learning purposes to help them grow. And they're seeking opportunities to learn and grow. So there's a huge shift in whether you want to be average, blend into the crowd, or stand out for someone of integrity, someone of a character, someone who exceeds expectations, who gets the promotion, who gets the raise, who really is able to step into a leadership position, who is honored by their family. And it's just awesome to watch when those individuals reach peaks and how they deal with their valleys in life. But they're some of the most resilient people, most caring people, greatest gratitude I've ever seen. So when you think about becoming above average, deciding to be extraordinary versus ordinary, what is it about your character you might need to shift? Are you going to stop telling those little white lies? Are you going to honor your agreements to yourself and others? Are you going to stop taking things personally and then get caught up in gossip? Are you going to raise the bar for yourself by, getting stronger physically, mentally, spiritually? Are you going to work on being more humble and respectful? Push aside judgments and criticism and be more forgiving to yourself. and more forgiving to others instead of waiting for them to admit that they're at fault. These are all the things that extraordinary people do. And sometimes people say, how do they do that? It's because they have this inner drive inside of them. They want so much for this world to be a better place. They want so much to be able to step into their potential, to see what they are capable of, and use the gifts that they've been given, the talents and abilities, to their full potential. Because wouldn't it be sad to say that you have all of these gifts, all of these talents? Now, if we saw them piled in a room of gifts, talents, skills, and abilities, bigger than a Christmas tree, wouldn't it be a waste not to share it with other people? The greatest excitement in when we have a skill or talent is being able to share that gift with someone else. And not all of us have the same packaging of talents. So how can we leverage those talents to make us better together? Every day working on a better version of yourself. Every day thinking, what is one thing that could exceed expectation? Where I can raise my standard, where I can avoid cutting corners, where I'm willing to do what others are not willing to do. How are you going to step up from being average to being above average, or even considered extraordinary? Thank you for joining me on today's podcast. I hope that I've put some nuggets of thought for you to think about, really resonate with you in the steps that you're going to take to become that extraordinary person, to become above average. Please, please, please don't stay stuck in thinking of all the mistakes in the past, your wrongs, your failures. Reflect on them. Give forgiveness. Apologize. Really take ownership and step into that potential that you are meant to have. What has happened in the past, you can't take with you as you move forward. However, you can choose to learn from it and not do the same things again. So my hope for you is that you're going to go over to my website at www.debrakasowski.com. You're going to sign up for my newsletter called Success Secrets. You're going to get your free 3-part video course where I'm going to talk about making habits stick so you can focus with consistency on those habits and setting goals so you can create the reality and hopes of your dreams and bring them to this real place where you can seize the day. Also, you can go up and hit the bell, subscribe to this channel so you don't miss a single video. And as Mahatma Gandhi said, be the change you wish to see in the world. Go over and subscribe to iTunes, write us a review, and we look forward to seeing you on the next podcast.